how can the loss of these lives matter? So while we honor and acknowledge the victims, we need to recognize that this time it seems that something is different. There's a sense that perhaps there's a viable path forward. Responsible parties in this debate seem to at least be committed to sitting down and having a real conversation about a new and improved path forward. A path that can bring us closer together and make us safer as a country. A path that can actually get something done this time. Camille and I came here to share my stories from my hometown of Uvalde. We came here to take meetings with elected officials on both sides of the aisle. We came here to speak to them, to speak with them, and to urge them to speak with each other. To remind and inspire them that the American people will continue to drive forward the mission of keeping our children safe, because it's more than our right to do so. It's our responsibility to do so.
No, that is not President Joe Biden, 30 years younger, with his hair slicked back and losing the tie. That is actor Matthew McConaughey, who was speaking from the podium there within the White House, talking about the issue of gun control, especially since he is a native of that small town, Uvalde, Texas, where we just saw 19 children slaughtered just over a week ago. So he's talking about ways that we can potentially change things, because finally, as many people in the country are openly saying, we're tired of this. He had more to say to talk about sensible gun law legislation. Let's listen more.
And we need responsible gun ownership. Responsible gun ownership. We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21. We need a waiting period for those rifles. We need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them. These are reasonable, practical, tactical regulations to our nation, states, communities, schools, and homes. Responsible gun owners are fed up with the Second Amendment being abused and hijacked by some deranged individuals. These regulations are not a step back. They're a step forward for a civil society and the Second Amendment. This gun responsibility issue is one that we agree on more than we don't. It really is.
So he's going through the gauntlet there, as you see. We're going to continue on. First brings up the problem, then talks about potential solutions, and points out there's many gun owners who actually don't like it this way either. It's a lot of times the way politicians like to lump folks into, or responsible gun owners don't want anything done. That's actually untrue. So McConaughey is also talking about that. Now, using the power of his celebrity is potentially an issue for folks who don't want this to be spoken about at all, which is maybe the reasons why the White House invited him to do this. But he did also name some of the names of some of those victims. And I want you guys to pay attention to what this reporter asked at the end of this. Watch more.
JC, Jayla, Ava, Amory, and Lexi. Start by giving all of them our promise that their dreams are not going to be forgotten. We start by making the loss of these lives matter.
Sir,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you spoke to the president, can you finish about this?
Are the changes that are being discussed enough for you, Mr. McConaughey? What was your message to the president?
I'm not sure who just asked him if he was grandstanding, but that was some powerful words from Matthew McConaughey there.
Grandstanding, potentially asked, are you grandstanding, Mr. McConaughey, by talking about the murdered children and what we should maybe do about it? David, before you jumped in, let's look at someone that might have been grandstanding, because after doing this, he's still pushing for nothing to be done. Since we're talking about grandstanding, watch.
Alexandria Rubio. Alitha Ramirez. Amory Garza. Annabelle Guadalupe Rodriguez. Eliana Cruz Torres.
Grandstanding, David. What are your thoughts?
A couple of things. Normally, I'm not a fan of having celebrities go to the White House podium or get involved in a policy debate. In this particular case, though, I think this was a brilliant move by the White House. Not only is Matthew McConaughey somebody who obviously is from Uvalde, so he's got a personal connection here, but the whole goal right now in this debate for people who want some common sense gun restrictions, who want some more gun control, who want AR-15 to be sold only to people who are 21 or older, you got to break through all the noise. And Matthew McConaughey, because of his star power and because of how effectively he delivers his message, he can do that. And I say at this point, all bets are off. Whatever we might have not done in the past, because maybe it seemed like, well, it's inappropriate to have a celebrity, maybe we should have somebody who really knows what they're talking about. No, we need everybody involved. We have to use every possible card we have to try to put pressure on Republicans to get this done.
Oh, and they're using every card they have. And a lot of times it's misleading, misdirecting, and also leading to absolutely nothing. We can't keep trying the same nothingness because we're seeing the results. Let's move to this next story because this is connected. As the response from what's going on with Matthew McConaughey, many people were touched by it, and maybe it's moving the needle, at least in some minds. Because again, this is a societal problem. We've seen how this works when people just push the same narrative. Part of this is changing the way we think about guns, and maybe people like McConaughey are doing that. So, of course, there's pushback.